Guys, how are we doing? So, day's gone a bit wild. I've been off for a week. We're back now. Workshop's been open anyway, but yeah. So back on the old socials. We've got 2 transits in today. We've done one of them already. Again, 100 brake. Not too bad. The other one we've got on the we're going to be putting on the dyno shortly as well. We're just finishing off the works, which is DGF, EGR, delete, etc., etc. So, but what I thought I'd do is I'd show you, whilst we've got the covers off, because you may have seen our dyno has some covers off. And I thought I'd just take a little second or two to explain how it works. So this is a 4-wheel drive dyno, but it can be linked as well. So that means that the front rollers do exactly the same as the rear rollers, and they are linked via this, which is the clutch, okay? If this isn't linked, like it's open now, the teeth are apart, that roller will run independently to that roller. So we can just run rear wheel drive on that one, and just front wheel drive on that one if we need to. But we can push a button and these clamp together, and they make the 2 belts run consecutively, which means the rears will do exactly as the fronts. Now, why is that beneficial? Well, some 4-wheel drive systems want to see everything turning at the same time. You actually keep it all stable and everything's good. Plus, some rear-wheel drive cars and front-wheel drive cars need to see the other wheel speed sensors turning at the same time. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what you do, you ain't going to dyno them. So that's why it's handy to link them and to unlink them as well. So yeah, we have little buttons. I'll show you. There are little buttons here. And so if we press the clutch button, get a big old clunk. So now this is linked, but as this engages, they'll spin round and they'll sit in the teeth. And then that means that that roller is going to run exactly the same as that roller and vice versa. And it's all linked by these belts. Now these belts are Gates belts. They're absolutely huge. They are teethed as well. And then these are balancers and they're guys as well to keep the belt tight. Balances it off, so they're tensioned, and they're tensioned at the right thing as well. So, and then on every little bit on the back of this roller here, and on the back of this roller, there's a little wheel speed sensor. There's a little speed sensor, and what you would get, it's very similar to what you find on your cars. And so that has a little toothed gear on it, and as that tooth goes around, every time a tooth passes, the electromagnetic sensor sends a signal, sends a pulse, and that's how we know how fast things are going, and that's then how the software can calculate what horsepower, newton meters, etc., etc. So yeah, and that's how a linked, non-linked 4-wheel drive dyno actually works. There's not a huge amount to it. I mean, the engineering that goes into these are phenomenal. Like the bearings themselves, they have to take some real load, these bearings, especially across this shaft which goes onto these rollers. All these bearings obviously have to be greased up and looked after, and that's where a lot of the money is, as well as the frame. These ain't cheap. So yeah, in case you ever wondered, thought I'd show you. Now when we get the other transit on the dyno, we'll show you that, and I'll show you the actual system working and it turning, and how we can independently link and unlink, and then you can see that as well. So yeah, thought that might be interesting. Keep watching. Guys, how we doing? So we have the transit, the last transit that we've done one before. So we've got her all set up on the dyno. She's all strapped down. She's all ready to go. So this is obviously front wheel drive. Some are rear wheel drive, but this one's front wheel drive. However, as I said before, because we can link the dyno, we can make the rears run exactly the same as the front. Now on these, the traction control turns everything off anyway, so it's pretty good, but I'll use it as a demonstration just to show you how the internal workings work. So yeah, we'll run it in 2-wheel drive, and then we'll show you linking it, and then we'll show you what it looks like in 4-wheel drive, and you can see all the belts moving and everything. So yeah, here we go. So we're just going to run it in 2-wheel drive now. There's Carl, getting ready, looking like he knows what he's doing. No, he does. He's awesome. So yeah, as you can see, I told you the clutch is disengaged, so we're literally just running the front rollers. As you can see, this is the only one that spins. The rear belt is stationary. Right, so that was the dyno 4-wheel drive. We're going to push the clutch in. Yeah, there we go, yeah, the big old clunk. So what that means is now the clutch is engaged. So these two belts will run together. See? Now the rears are going as well. Okay, so all of it's running together. And that is how that works. So yeah, that's cool. We just link them together like that when we need to. So yeah, we've got the opportunity to pretty much dyno anything. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, doesn't matter, but that is how all the link system works, so that you can run it in 1 or 2 or 4-wheel drive. So yeah, there you go.